Good day, and thank you so much for joining us on this special program that is your favorite health program, You're in Your Health, on Equinoxe Radio Multimedia. Today, we'll be looking at stroke, which is the leading cause of death and equally disability. Yesterday, Cameroon joined the world to commemorate World Stroke Day under the theme Stroke Every Minute Counts. And on today's edition of the program, we'll be telling you what stroke is all about, how we can better recover from the situation, and also why not look at how to better prevent this condition from affecting us, and why not our family members. But before introducing our guest for the day, let's welcome my co-host, AC Lucy Lengo. Good day, Lucy. It's a pleasure having you on the program.
Good day, Immaculate Fogwe. Thank you. Always a pleasure, and good day to all our listeners and viewers out there.
It was a pleasure having you on the program too. And equally welcome my guest of the day, sure. For sure, Dr. Cabral TANTCHOU, who is a cardiologist at the Padre Pio Hospital. Good day. It's a pleasure having you on the program today.
Thank you, Immaculate. Thank you, Lucy.
Thank you so much. And we'll go straight away to our topic of the day. We want you to explain to us, what is stroke all about?
Yes, and again, I really like the theme of this year. Each minute counts, and it's very, very important for our patients or for listeners or people that are hearing us to understand that as far as stroke is concerned. What is stroke? Stroke is when blood stops flowing in a particular place of the brain. It's stroke. And what happens is that the cells of the brain, they die, and all the symptoms that the patient with stroke will present is due to the fact that there's a particular aspect or a particular place of the brain that is dead. And that's why each second, each minute counts when the symptoms are starting.
Now, you are a cardiologist, and we know you work with a lot of people from different backgrounds. Is there any link between stroke and hypertension?
Definitely, particularly hemorrhagic stroke. The majority, and also the age, the majority of people that are developing stroke, precisely hemorrhagic stroke, are hypertensive, and they are young. That's why it's very, very important. All the time we are coming here and talking about cardiovascular diseases, we are talking about hypertension, how to prevent hypertension. It's not that we are joking. We are really doing our best to educate the population to avoid these complications of hypertension, that is stroke. And again, when you talk about this, since people are not in the hospitals to see what is going on, they don't know that when you're having a stroke, you're a disabled person, you're handicapped. And it's really sometimes complicated for people that were very active in life, that are not able anymore to do what they were doing before. They get into depression, and not only that, the burden of finances. You know that here in Cameroon, everyone is poor. No, let me say it like that.
True.
Yes,
yeah.
And again, we have been talking about cardiovascular diseases all over and over, and the management of those diseases is very, very expensive, very, very expensive. That's why prevention is better than cure. Let us really prevent stroke. Let us prevent hypertension in our lives. Let us prevent complications of hypertension.
Before we go to our next question, I'd like to give all the contacts for those who want to participate on this program. 67054 7049 67054 7049, or you can contact us via 656622222 656622222. And back to you, Doctor. I'd like to find out, apart from being hypertensive, are there some other factors that can trigger stroke?
Definitely. Factors that can trigger stroke can be some cardiopathies, like emboliogenic cardiopathies. Yes, when you're having atrial fibrillation, precisely. What is atrial fibrillation? Is when the heart rate or the heart beats like it wants to beat. And there's an arrhythmia, a serious arrhythmia. That arrhythmia can cause also stroke. There are many conditions like rheumatic heart disease, in people with rheumatic heart disease. And again, with age, the aging process, the aging process comes with so many problems. That's why we should be really alert. when we are talking about the risk factors, they are the same risk factors with hypertension. People that are smoking will be talking and again and talking and talking. And really, I will not be tired of saying that smoking is not good. Alcohol is not good. Please, people, if you can really stop or reduce the intake, that one will save our lives. Sedentarity, people that don't do physical exercises, that one is bad. Please start exercising. When you're talking about physical exercises, people can be thinking that it's really preparing themselves for Olympic Games or for Mount Cameroon race. No, no. Only, walking around, at a high speed. That one is already exercise. This is what we should do. This is what we should do. Very, very stress. I understand that the condition is not permitting us.
Times are hard.
Yeah, times are hard, but we should do, at all costs, we should do our best to avoid stress. About hypertension, the sex, and the age, those things we cannot change. The race we cannot change, but we are having some modifiable risk factors that I just mentioned that we can really work on it and change our lifestyles and change our lives, and we can prevent. I forgot to mention about salt. We should eat little salt. Or whatever we use to add that is salty, like Maggi, like all that things. No, we should avoid. Little salt, little sugar. People that are obese, we should do at all costs to cut down. I want to congratulate Immaculate.
Oh my God, we have a call on the line.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Je veux avoir le du cardiologue qui parle en direct là.
Ok, vous pouvez appeler après cette émission pour avoir le contact du cardiologue. Appelez ce même numéro.
And again, I forgot to mention about diabetes. People that are having diabetes, yes, and again, there are people very undisciplined and irresponsible. I can say irresponsible. It's not good. Like today, I was for rounds. There's a particular patient that knows that he's hypertensive and he stopped his medications. It's like, how can you, he says he doesn't want to take medication. It's like, gentlemen, how? A young man, how can you say something like that? You're hypertensive, you know that you're hypertensive, but you just decided not to take medication. No, it's not acceptable, please, people, because you are opening yourself to so many complications of hypertension, something that you could prevent. Yes, and those risk factors, especially those who can prevent, we should work on that really to avoid those problems.
How then can we commonly know that we are likely to be exposed or we are leading to stroke? What are some of the common signs and symptoms?
Correct. If you are someone that is hypertensive, you should know that sooner or later, if it doesn't take his medication and if the blood pressure is not controlled, taking medication is one. That's why, in cardiology, you are not giving medication to someone for him to go and disappear. Like, when someone is having malaria, you come and consult, you give malaria medications and for 3 days and bye-bye. No. Cardiac patients, you need a follow-up. Yes, you are having some goals to achieve in each patient. Sometimes the blood pressure is too high. It's not tomorrow that will reach the goal, You go gradually. And when you are coming, you make sure that the goal of the month or the goal of the day, the goal is achieved. That's what's important. Taking medication is not meaning that the goal has been achieved.
We have another call on the line. Come back to you, doctor.
Hello. Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Bonjour.
Bonjour, votre nom et là où vous appelez?
Équinoxe, radio.
Oui. Votre nom et votre question, pardon.
Hein?
Sois un peu plus rapide, monsieur. Votre nom et votre question.
Ah, mon nom c'est Marwaman.
Votre question?
Je vois que votre question est vraiment très importante quand vous êtes dans le plateau là.
Vous avez une question, monsieur?
Hein?
Vous avez une question?
Non.
Ok, d'accord, merci.
Yes, signs of and symptoms. Before going to signs of symptoms, there are some moments that somebody can have and that can direct towards stroke, and it's very, very important to react at that moment. Like what? Like dizziness, like blurred vision, like numbness of a particular side. It can be the left side, it can be the right side, or like the deviation of one of the jaws. These are things that really can prompt our attention to know that there's probably something that is happening or something that can come. Those are all the speech. He was talking well.
We have another call on the line. We hope this is going to be a bit.
Hello.
Good morning, madam.
Yeah, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling us from?
My name?
Yes, and where you're calling us from?
Please speak French.
Please, can you turn off your receiver before you call us so that we can have a fluid communication?
We have to cut that call out. We'll go back to you, doctor.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are talking about a blurred vision. We are talking about the numbness on one side. We are talking about the deviation of the jaw. We are talking about the person probably unable to move, the weakness of a side. Yes, those things are already some signs that the person probably stroke is online, and very soon he can develop really stroke. If not, someone that is having stroke, one side is paralyzed. It can be the left side, it can be the right side. The jaw is completely deviated to one side. And sometimes the speech is not able to, it's not able to talk anymore. These are things that, headache. These are things that also are directing towards stroke. And there it's already late. You show. And again, when those symptoms, the first symptom I'm talking about, when they are there, yes, you can really rush to the hospital immediately and something can be done. I will not develop stroke. But when stroke is already there, now you should know, because there are two types of strokes. There's hemorrhagic stroke and there's ischemic stroke. What happens in stroke in general is that cells of the brain, they die. Or it is hemorrhagic or it's ischemic. Yes, hemorrhagic is what is because of hypertension, the blood pressure that has been high for long, the blood vessels of the brain started being too rigid, and when it goes again up, the blood pressure, the vessels burst and blood comes out in the brain and compresses the cells, compresses the brain, and it cannot anymore flow to a particular area, and the area dies. That's it. A very sad and bad condition. And that time, probably you need a neurosurgeon that should open the scalp and drain that blood. Wow. And in our context is something saying that when you see all those things, like, it's like, I beg, that should not reach that stage.
We have another call on the line, Lucy.
Hello.
We are hoping for a miracle.
Oui, bonjour.
Bonjour, monsieur. Votre nom et là où nous appelez?
Oui, je m'appelle, j'appelle de Consamba.
Ok, merci. Votre question.
Oui, ma question c'est, je suis diabétique, je souffre depuis peut-être 3 ans et je consomme le metformine. Je me sens un peu bien, mais il y a quelqu'un qui me conseille de consommer le glucocontrôle. Je ne sais pas si le docteur connaît ce médicament, si ce médicament est vraiment approprié au diabète.
Monsieur, merci pour votre question. Ce qui est important de savoir, c'est qu'il y a des médicaments vraiment qui sont conventionnels, des médicaments qui sont recommandés pour la prise en charge du diabète que vous faites déjà bien. Si votre glycémie est contrôlée, c'est parfait. Vous continuez avec metformine. Tout ce qu'on prend en dessus, je ne connais pas par exemple cette molécule dont vous parlez. Donc, je ne peux pas vous conseiller une molécule que je ne connais pas. Donc, si vous prenez metformine et votre glycémie est contrôlée, continuez avec metformine, s'il vous plaît.
Okay, now, doctor, the situation seems to be very tense in Cameroon at the moment. We are seeing post-electoral tensions in almost every corner of Cameroon, and we know for someone who may be, let's say, hypertensive, watching such images or being even at the forefront with people who are protesting, can this situation cause someone to have stroke on the field?
Definitely. If probably the problem is that here in our system we are not having statistics, post-electoral statistics about health conditions. Yes, if you had them, you will see myocardial infarction. You will see people that are hypertensive crisis. You see people who stroke, many of them. You see people that will die because of what they are seeing, because of what is happening, running and falling down. Yes, it's only that we are not having statistics. Stress is one of the factors really that can bring a stroke. Stress is one of the factors that brings hypertensive encephalopathy. Stress is really one of the factors that brings hypertension. That's why it's very, very important to stay aside, to stay far from this psychosis. Yes, we should just take that kind of attitude, that a neutral attitude. Yes, that's one for our health. That one is very, very important.
And how long does it take to recover from stroke?
Oh, complicated.
Wow.
Complicated. When somebody is having stroke, that hemiplegia, the side that is not working well, it takes a lot of time to recover. And a patient with stroke should be accompanied by his family, by friends, by many people. If not, when you're having stroke, someone, the breadwinning in the family is having stroke. He needs medication. He needs people,
taking
good
care.
food, taking care. He needs physiotherapy. Sometimes at a particular time, there's no money for physiotherapy, there's no money for medication, but he needs them. That's why, and again, it depends also of the stroke, the level of damage of the cells. There are some people that don't recover at all.
Wow.
Yes.
So what can you advise, Doc?
What I can advise is that please follow, we should change our lifestyle. We need to avoid hypertension and we'll avoid stroke. This is very, very important. People that are diabetic, people that are having hypertension, already take your medication and make sure that your blood pressure is controlled. People that are having stroke, yes, continue your medication. And push, as far as stroke again is concerned, it's not coming from the Holy Spirit. Okay. Treatment is not coming from there. You should push. There are some people that will just sleep and think that, no, if you are sleeping, your life will sleep. No.
Thank you so much, Doctor. That's Dr. Cabral TANTCHOU, cardiologist at the Padre Pio Hospital. It's located in Aquano, right here in the city of Douala. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
A big thanks to you, Lucy Kwali.
Thank you, Immaculate.
Big thanks to our technicians. We had Luis Pego and we equally had Jonathan Babiola. We say thank you to you all. And also a big thanks to all our listeners and, of course, televiewers. That's what will put an end to today's edition of the program You're in Health. Have a lovely day in the company of interesting programs on Equinoxe Television. Bye-bye for now.